Susan Lazar Hart here, your transformational mindset coach, creator of the Congruent Living Method and the Congruent Living Academy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here to talk to you today about something that can truly transform your life and honoring your word to yourself. Now, honoring your word to yourself means keeping the promises you make to yourself. It's about building trust within your own abilities to follow through on the commitments you make, which create the foundation for a magical and congruent life. When you build a habit of doing what you say you're going to do, everything changes, not just for you, but everything that you contribute to and what contributes to you contributing to the world at large. Would you like to know more? Well, traditionally, we've been taught to prioritize other people's needs, so it's easy to get caught in the cycle of putting yourself last. Today, we're going to change all that. I invite you to explore 3 questions that can help you build the habit of honoring your commitment to yourself. Or as I like to put it, honoring your word to yourself. This is a foundation for partnering with the universe to create a magical and congruent life, one that you'll love waking up to every morning. So grab your journal or a pad and something to write with, and let's get going. Question 1 has 2 parts. What would I love to create in my life? And part 2, what does that require of me? So for example, if you want to create a breakthrough in your relationships or finances, you first have to identify that that's what you would love, and then identify what's my next step forward. So take a moment now and write down, what would I love to create in my life? What would I love? Dream big, dream deep. What would you love? Write it down. And then what I often do is write that down in one column, and the next column, write down, what does that require of me? If you would truly love this, what does it require of you? Do you have to give something up? Do you have to add something in? Because it's about honoring your word to you. If this is what I say that I would love, how can I achieve it, get it, taste it, feel it, run with it, be with it? What would that look like? And what does that require of me? Question number 2. What would it feel like when you accomplish what you've set out to do? Get the feels. So what would I love? And how would that feel? And now, what would it require of me? Question 2 is to make sure you're owning this for yourself and not for somebody else. What would it feel like when you accomplish what you set out to do for you? This is so important. This connects you to your why. So consider your self-reflective questions. If you go out 6 months from now and say, I've added this to my life. This is what I would love. This is what this requires of me, and I'm doing it. I'm playing it. I'm seeing it. I'm being with it. I'm creating it. Then I want you to ask this question. Is it for you or for somebody else? Does this fill your bucket with joy? I love that expression. I learned that from my kids. With their kids, you want to fill your bucket every day. So when you go to sleep at night, there's gratitude, there's compassion, there's joy, there's a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of, yes, I've lived a full life today. Question number 2 is designed to help you get out of people pleasing. And again, looking for validation from others in directing your life. Very important. I bet when you were little, nobody ever asked, what would you love? So I'm asking you now, what would you love? Write it down in one column, and on the other one, what would it take to create that? When you start validating yourself and saying, yes, that would feel really good. Yes, I could totally see myself doing that. Whatever that takes, you become unstoppable. And the third question is, what am I willing to let go of to honor myself? Now, to honor your word to yourself, you've got to get gut honest about what fills your bucket, what brings you joy, and what actually doesn't. And sometimes we get so attached to our stories because it's the way it is. It's just the way it is, Susan, that we don't realize we're using our stories to hold us back. What can you let go of? What story about what was and what's not possible that somebody else has told you What can you let go of to step forward in a new direction in your life? I have this wonderful client whose son-in-law said, "What are you, crazy, starting a business at 70?" She just was like, "Oh, well, this is what I would love, and this is what I'm creating." And when she told me this story about how she didn't buy it, her son-in-law's story is true and real, she actually took it in and was compassionate. That's his point of view. That's the way he's looking at life. It's not the way she's choosing to look at life. It gave her so much space because she knew what she would love, and she was here to honor her word to herself, not validate her son-in-law's point of view. So the truth is, once you begin checking in with yourself, honoring your word becomes a habit. It's like, yeah, because it's like you take a step, you honor your word, you see that that works. You take a next step, you honor your word, you see that that works. It opens up and connects you to that positive yes feeling you start your day with, and continues into the next day and the next and the next. Baby steps of success. Learning to honor your word to yourself breaks the cycle of putting your dreams and desires on the back burner while you're trying to please everyone else. See, it actually doesn't make sense, does it? No. And I bet you wouldn't ask that of anybody else, yet we do ask that of ourselves. So now's the time to shift this. Let's shift this into a new, expansive reality for you, where you'll live in the magic of creating a life you love. After 14 years of coaching with clients, I found two main areas that people struggle in when it comes to honoring their word and getting what they want. They lack clarity about what they want, and they're hanging on to old stories, often subconsciously. So I have an invitation just for you, and it's coming up very soon. Stay tuned for my upcoming announcement of limited laser coaching spots that I'm opening up this month that can guide you to get clear and let go of those subconscious stories holding you back. I can't wait to start working with you. What would it feel like to actually live a life you love, and there's nothing holding you back? Let's do this together. I'll see you in our laser coaching.